We are teaching this one uh, from chapter 1 chemistry, the types of reactions, combination reactions, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, oxidation, reduction, redox reactions, precipitation, exothermic reactions, and endothermic reactions. Combination reaction. A reaction in which two or more reactants combine to form a single product is called chemical combination. Example, burning of coal. Carbon plus O2 gives carbon dioxide. Second example, formation of water from hydrogen and water. Hydrogen and oxygen combines to produce water. And third example is formation of slaked lime. Calcium oxide plus water gives calcium hydroxide. Calcium oxide is also called as quicklime, and calcium hydroxide is also called as slaked lime. Decomposition reaction, a reaction in which a single reactant breaks down to form two or more products is known as decomposition reaction. Three types of decompositions are thermal decomposition, electrolytic decomposition, and photolytic decomposition. Thermal decomposition reaction taking place in the presence of heat. Example, ferrous sulfate decomposes into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and sulfur trioxide. Limestone decomposes into quicklime and carbon dioxide. Lead nitrate decomposes into lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and oxygen. Photolytic decomposition reaction taking place in the presence of light. AgCl, that is silver chloride, decomposes into silver and chlorine. Silver bromide decomposes into silver and bromine. Electrolytic decomposition reaction taking place in the presence of electricity, that's water splitting into hydrogen and oxygen. Displacement reaction, when a more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its compound, it is called displacement reaction. Iron plus copper sulfate gives ferrous sulfate and copper. Here we know iron is more reactive than copper, so iron will displace copper from copper sulfate solution, producing ferrous sulfate and copper. Zinc plus copper sulfate gives zinc sulfate and copper. Lead plus copper chloride gives lead chloride and copper. Double displacement reaction, the reaction in which two different ions or groups of atoms in the reactant molecules are displaced, it is called double displacement reaction. I repeat, the reaction in which two different ions or groups of atoms in the reactant molecules are displaced, it is called double displacement reaction. Sodium sulfate plus barium chloride gives barium sulfate and sodium chloride. Oxidation and reduction. The process of addition of oxygen to a substance or removal of hydrogen from a substance is called oxidation. Copper plus oxygen gives copper oxide. The process of removal of oxygen from a substance or addition of hydrogen to a substance is called reduction. Example, copper oxide plus hydrogen gives copper and water. Redox reaction. The reactions in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously is called redox reactions. So you can take this example of copper oxide plus hydrogen gives copper and water. From copper oxide to copper is removal of oxygen or reduction. And from hydrogen to water is addition of oxygen or oxidation. Similarly, for Fe3O4 and 4H2 gives 3Fe plus 4H2O. Removal of oxygen is reduction. From Fe3O4 to Fe is removal of oxygen, that is reduction, and from hydrogen to water is addition of oxygen, which is oxidation. Thank you.